Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darian and welcome to week 2 of the Magical Readathon. So if this looks familiar, I did just film a video and then I filmed the last clip of last week's vlog, so here I am again starting this week's vlog. So if you need a reminder, I am currently reading 2 books. I am reading The Final Strife by Sarah L. Arifi. This is for the prompt for the Magical Readathon to read a book with 4 or over average star rating on Goodreads, which this definitely has. I have about 200 pages left of this book, as you can see, and I am loving it so far, and I do really think this could be my first 5-star of the year, finally. Very excited. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. And then the other book I am reading is not for the Magical Readathon, but it is Thank You for Listening by Julia Whalen. I am also really enjoying that. That is a romance with some darker elements in it. I will say trigger warning for suicidal ideation. It's not talked about too much, but it is there. Also, her grandmother is, I believe she has dementia, so trigger warnings for that as well. But that one's going really well. I'm obviously listening to the audiobook because Julia Whalen, the queen, narrates it herself, and she's just great, and I'm having a great time with this audiobook. So that's what I'm currently reading, and I'm hoping to actually finish some books in this week's vlog. So why don't we find out? Come along, keep watching. I don't know. I don't know, I'm just trying to grab your interest. Do you want to find out? I feel like Dora. Do you want to find out if I finish a book this month? This month? I hope so. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm so tired. But today, did I mention? I'm losing my mind. I just filmed for too long. But anyways, it is Wednesday, April 9th? Yes, April 9th in the afternoon. And I have therapy starting in 20 minutes. So I'm going to go do that. And then I'm hoping to actually read a lot of The Final Strife today. Maybe finish it? Could it be possible? I don't know. Like, did I say this? I have about 200 pages left, so I don't know if it's possible, but I also feel like the ending is going to be explosive. I feel like Sarah is going to give us everything and more. I feel like there's going to be plot twists. I'm just so excited. So I'm definitely going to read after, and hopefully I can finish it. So yeah, welcome to the new vlog, and let's go to therapy. It is Saturday. I have been trying to figure out this tiny mic, and at first I thought the problem was I was holding it too close to my mouth, but then the problem seems to be I was holding it too far from my mouth. So, like in my recent video, the quarter one update, whatever that was called, you couldn't even see the mic in the frame because I was holding it like below the frame. And then I was editing that video and I was like, maybe I need to hold it closer. Anyway, so I'm sorry for like if the sound quality has not been great. I'm trying to figure out the best way to use this mic. But anyways, hi. It's Saturday. I have a reading update because I finally finished a book for this readathon. Everybody cheered, but I finished The Final Strife yesterday. The book is upstairs, whatever. And I did end up giving it 5 stars. Yep. We finally have a 5-star this year. I can't believe it took me till April to get a 5-star, but we did it. It was just so good. I loved everything about it. I loved the world building. I loved the characters. Anor is like one of my new favorite characters ever. I love her so much. I loved Sila's development, and I loved the exploration of her addiction. I thought that was really interesting. I loved Hassa. I loved, like, oh, I didn't love every character, but I loved how well written the characters were. I loved how I never really knew where the book was going. The ending was great. It made me, like, it didn't leave on such a huge cliffhanger that I feel like, I'm dying, but definitely enough to make me want more. So I don't know when I'll read the second one, but hopefully soon. I mean, part of me, because the second one does have a red cover, so part of me does want to use it for the color wheel prompt, because if you remember, I got the color red. So part of me wants to use it for that, but I feel like I need to stick with shorter books for the rest of the month, because like this was a around 600-page book. And it took me, like, I'm not the fastest reader, so I finished my first book of the month on the 11th. I need to get going if I'm going to complete 5 prompts plus, like, prompts for other reading challenges. So anyways, that was a massive success. Highly recommend if you like fantasy, high fantasy. It is so good, so diverse, so queer. I loved it so much. Like, I loved it. And also, like, a lot of parallels to our world today. So definitely a timely book in my opinion, but highly recommend. And then I have read a little bit more of Thank You for Listening. I listened to it on my walk yesterday. I think I'm about halfway through that. I'm still really enjoying that. We are finding out more about our characters. I was editing the first week's vlog this morning, and I said that the main character got into a car accident and that's how she lost her eye. That is not what happened. I don't know why I said car accident. I think at that point in the book I thought that's what it would be, and it just kind of slipped out. But it is definitely not a car accident, because I found out yesterday what happened, and it is like it's definitely not like graphic. This is a romance, but it's like intense. It's very intense. So definitely a traumatic injury. But I'm still really liking that. I still love the banter between her and Brock, whatever his name is. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Then I started my next book, and this is actually not a book for the Magical Readathon, but I am using this for the cover challenge, the Buzzword cover challenge in April, which is a book with animals on the cover. Sunrise on the Reaping. It's time to read this. I'm really scared. I am only like 2 chapters in, so maybe like 40 pages or something. I don't know, but I read a little bit of this last night. It's already super intense. Like, we've already had the reaping, and obviously I knew, like, we know what's going to happen. If you don't know, I feel like there's no way you don't know, but if you don't know, this is a prequel to the Hunger Games series, and this is about Haymitch and his games. And, like, obviously we know how the games end. Like, I can say it, right? Because he's in the Hunger Games series, so we know how these games end. But I've seen literally everybody reading this book has been sobbing reading it, and that makes me very worried. And, like, I don't doubt that Suzanne is gonna make us sob, but, like, what is she gonna do when we know how this book ends? Like, how is she gonna make me sob that much? Because I believe I will. I'm not doubting it, but what could possibly happen? to make me sob that much. I do have one idea, just because, like, based on context clues, I feel like it would make sense for a certain thing to happen. But anyways, so not very far into this, and it's not for the magical readathon because I don't think it could fit. If I had gotten purple for the color wheel, I would use this, but I didn't. I got red. So yeah, but anyways, so those are my reading updates. I've been very on top of my videos lately. Like yesterday and today, I edited a video and like finished editing it, scheduled it, made a thumbnail, all of that before noon. I don't know what is going on with me, but I'm feeling like very creative lately, which is very exciting. And I'm definitely like in the mood to make content. I also have an idea for a reel I want to do, so I might do that later today, but it is only around 1:30, so I think the rest of the day I just had lunch. We had pizza last night, so I had leftovers for lunch. I definitely want to go on a walk at some point today, so I'll probably listen to more of Thank You for Listening, and I might just like play Switch and watch BookTube, and then definitely read. I do want to get a good chunk of Sunrise on the Reaping read today, and like Suzanne Collins is writing, like The World of the Hunger Games, it's just so quick to read. Like I'm already so in the world, so I'm excited but also really scared to read it. So yeah, and then I think later tonight Kayla is doing something with her channel members, like a trivia night, so I think I want to watch that. But yeah, so that's my day. Tomorrow I have work and I'm trying not to think about it, but we finally finished a book. We did it. So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with my mic and I'll see you guys later.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go easy, easy on our tiptoes.
Hello, it's me. Hi. So, why am I out of breath? I am here to wrap up this vlog. It is Tuesday today, and normally on Tuesdays I work, and today I was supposed to go to the bookstore because if you don't know, I feel like I always repeat myself, but like maybe you don't know. I don't know which videos you've seen. So, if you don't know, for work, I buy all the books for my library as well as 8 other libraries' English collections. So I buy all the adult, teen, and children's books. This is all physical books. I don't do like audiobooks and stuff like that. So one day a month I go to the bookstore where we buy our books from so that I can look at all the books physically and make sure, like, in terms of quality, I usually sit and read all the picture books that are offered because they're quick to read. I'm just gonna sit over here because they're quick to read, and yeah, just making sure like they're durable and everything. So I was supposed to do that today, but I had a very bad migraine overnight, and early this morning I threw up. Sorry if that's TMI, but it's what happened. So I didn't go, which I was actually really sad about. Like, of all the days to miss work, that's the one day a month that I really, really enjoy. I mean, not that I don't like my job, but like, I really look forward to those days because the bookstore is in a really cute area and I always like take myself out for lunch and whatever. I mean, I'll get to go next week, but I'm still kind of sad. Anyways, all that to say is I stayed home today. I didn't really do much. I did read a bit, but I have some reading updates, believe it or not. Oh, Lazo's here. Yeah. Have anything to say? Thank you so much. So I do have reading updates. The first update is, remember the other day when I said, oh, I'm going to get so much of Sunrise of the Reaping read today? Well, I did get a lot of reading done that day, but it wasn't for Sunrise. So what ended up happening was I went for a walk and I listened to my audiobook, which was Thank You for Listening by Julia Whalen. And then it got like really good. So once I got home from my walk, I just sat and listened to the rest of the book. I think I had like half of it left, but I just sat and listened to the rest of it. And I really, really loved it. I had a great time. For a second, it was looking at like a 5-star, but I ended up on a 4.5. I just really liked these characters. I loved Nick as a character. I thought the romance was like very believable and very real, but definitely dealing with very real problems. And I thought it balanced like humor and also sadness very well. I think I've mentioned this every time I talk about this book, but there are a lot of dark topics, especially I would say trigger warning for dementia and like having a family member with dementia, because there's one scene in particular that was really hard to read. And I think if you're someone who's like currently going through that with a loved one, maybe stay away from this book, because that was a lot, that one scene. There's a lot in this book that deals with dementia, but like if you've read the book, you might know what I'm talking about. So just be wary of that. And also it talks about Swanee's accident and her trauma dealing with that. And there's also mention of a suicide attempt in this book. So like just go into it knowing it's not like super cutesy and fun. There's a lot of dark topics discussed, but I'd say the overall tone of the book is fairly light. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I feel like in terms of like the dark topics, I feel like it's comparable to like Alison Cochrane or I don't know, Abby Jimenez, I guess, especially yours truly, maybe. Well, I guess just for the summer. Anyways, basically, if you read romances that also have dark themes explored in them, like this is an example of that. Just so you know what you're getting into before you start it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I'm really happy I read it. It also counted. It did not count for the Magical Readathon, but it did count for my 25 and 25 reading challenge, and I used it for the prompt for books about books, and it also counted for the March covers challenge prompt, which was to read a book with a book on the cover. So it counted for other things, just not the Magical Readathon. And I have also been reading Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, which also does not count for the Magical Readathon. But I believe I mentioned I'm using this for this month's cover challenge because it's to read a book with an animal or animals on the cover. And obviously this does. So I'm like almost halfway through. Can you see that? I don't know. Let's see. What page am I on? I'm on chapter 12, page 160. And this is, it's going very well. I'm not saying anything new here. I will say the beginning I find is quite slow. Like I kind of wish we would get to the games a bit faster. And I know like we're building up to it, and we got to build up to it. We got to find out some things. I don't want to spoil anything, but we've definitely seen some characters that we've seen before, and things have already happened. Sad things have already happened, obviously. But like where I am at in this book, they just did their like private performance. What do you call that? Where they each get like a score. They do something for the peacemakers, game makers, peacekeepers. I'm getting those mixed up, but they do, like, they show off their talent for them, and then they get a score out of 12, I think. So that's what happened just now. So yeah, I hope we get to the game soon, because I really want to see what the games in this book are like. I'm sure they've mentioned Haymitch's games in the other books, and I know how he won the games, but I'm wondering if I'm confusing, like, the way he won his games with like mixing up how other people won their games. So I'm interested to see exactly how it happens, because like I have a vision in my head of how Haymitch wins the games, and I feel like I'm taking that from other people, how they won the games, and like putting it all together. So anyway, so that's going very well. I do want to finish that soon. I do have tomorrow off, so hopefully I'll read that more. And yeah, so we finished 2 books in this video, a 5-star and a 4.5 star. Only 1 book for the magical readathon, but that's okay. But yeah, it's been a fairly good week, I guess, aside from being sick this morning, but I feel like completely fine now. And next week is going to be fun because I have a 4-day weekend because it's Easter weekend, and I haven't had that long of a break in a very long time, so I'm very excited. And I'm also planning on doing like a little readathon with my friends this weekend, so it's just going to be a good time. So stay tuned for next week's vlog. I think it'll be fun. I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done since I have some time off. And yeah, so if you watch till the end, leave either the snake or the bird emoji for sunrise, obviously, or you can leave both. Or you can leave neither. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want, really. But if you watch till the end, leave one of those, and I'll know that you're a real one, you know? Okay, anyways. I feel like this mini mic is going to my head because now it feels like way more casual instead of like me trying to like look kind of good. Like I'm just like hanging out with you guys, which maybe that's better. I don't know. Anyways, it's time to stop yapping. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!